All right. There we go. Hello, everybody.
Hey, yo.
I'm making a note. So, how's everyone? Hope everyone's all right. I did not watch the hearings. Just say that first. So, I don't have a TV, and I didn't watch the clips. I don't like to see people being questioned, and I don't like court entry. Believe it or not, it makes me anxious. So I can't do it. But I did write some questions down about the hearings and all that stuff. So we will talk about it at least.
I watched the hearings.
It was interesting, is what I heard, though. So I mean, at least that's something.
When are the next ones? Is it tomorrow night?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. They moved it up.
Tomorrow morning. No. Well, they've been replaying them. So tomorrow morning at I think 10 a.m. Central Time, so 9 Eastern.
I would rather read it than to whatever. I told Jen and Becca this too, y'all. I'm this close to being asleep, so
we gotta wake him up with some bitty boots.
All of my words are just I don't know where they are. The Gemini can't find his words, so we'll.
I'm right there with you, Johnny. I'm pretty tired. Peanut and I were out gardening today. Hi, Lena.
Lena.
Howdy. Oh, you caught me mid-gulp.
Yeah, we've been outside gardening, and I just 10 minutes before the show, I just ran in and took a shower, and I'm like this too, Johnny. I'm like, stay away.
Becca did 3 grand tableaus last week. You did Bannon and Mo Brooks and
I forget who else.
Jim Jordan, but you're gonna revisit him and
yeah.
Is that it?
I did another one.
There was one more.
So Becca, tell me, what did you pick up on Bannon?
Oh, it was good.
He's in the clear for now. And it appears somebody else might want to check. This is just my interpretation of the grand tableau. I mess things up. I'm not perfect. But it appears that he's got pocket pardons because it's hitting on the diagonal. But it looks like he's okay for now. But he's going to have court problems that go well into next year. So January of next year, if I was interpreting it correctly. So
and it showed his pocket pardons like it would go through the court cycle again, but then they wouldn't hold.
It would take it away. So if I picked up on that correctly,
so announcement time here. Jen put a community post up. That's where we get the questions from. We don't take questions from the chat, pretty please and thank you, just so we are clear and present danger on that one. My tarot class was scheduled for August the 5th. It has been pushed to it has been pushed to September the 2nd because August the 5th I will still be here, but not the entire August. And so it sliced my time up. And so instead of trying to rush it in right now,
I
will just wait until September because that's what my card said too. So it's like, calm down. You don't have to do it right now. So it will be September the 2nd, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. It's $100. We read out the rider weight. You don't have to have the rider weight, but that's the one I'm going to teach from. It's a 6-week course, and I already have your names and stuff, so I'll email y'all today for those who reserved a spot and let you know about the pushback and all that in case you don't see this. Also, and I did not get the link, but I will find it while everybody else talks. Lena Rodriguez from Tarot Down Under has a deck coming out, and it will be out. It's available for pre-order right now. So I will get the link and put it in the comments, but it is available for pre-order. A tarot deck.
Thank you for being so onto it, Johnny. Bless. And it's called One World Tarot.
Yes.
So just be aware, if you're looking for it, there is an out-of-print deck called One World Tarot, and there's a couple of decks of those left, and they're selling for $140 or something stupid. So make sure you're looking at the right one.
And if you go to Amazon and type in Lena Rodriguez, it will pop up first. Also, if you type in One World Tarot, that will, oh, there you go. Lucky girl, you better get on it then, because she got
Because
it.
Lucky Girl's faster than we could ever think of being.
Yes.
And
I
Sienna
found-
worked on it with me, and she was great to work with, and that's all good. So thank you, Johnny.
So it's available for pre-order right now. I think it comes out in October is what the date said. So get your copy now.
Mhm.
I'm very, I mean, of course I'm excited about it because why wouldn't I be?
Another deck.
Tony's,
That's what you
Tony's
need. a
Oracle
tarot
deck
deck.
sold out. Tony's Oracle
yes.
deck sold out.
Her Oracle deck sold out. She's waiting on another shipment of those.
Doing more, because I'd like one of those.
I have one. I'll send you one. I have 3, so I'll send you. So
They
yes,
look gorgeous.
the class has been pushed back to September the 2nd, and Lena has a deck coming out in October, but is available for pre-order right now. One World Tarot by Lena Rodriguez and Sienna Rose. So, Jen, do you have any announcements?
Just if you would like to book a reading with me, go to jenlintarot.com to book it. Or if you would like to purchase a gift card for someone, like say you want to buy Donald Trump a gift card for his birthday this week, feel free to purchase him a reading, but good luck trying to get his email address.
If anybody needs a reading, it is him.
Yeah. I have appointments available in July and August. June's pretty much booked up.
Okay.
Cool.
Lena, you got anything coming up?
Yeah, just 2 things to look out for, or 3 actually, in the next week or so. I'm doing a collab with Diane's Tarot. I think that's tomorrow. And then I'm doing one with Lady G. And I'm going to get hold of Dave Johnson again, and we're going to do something on the live, what's happening? The live hearings. We're going to do our take on what's happening there. So that's all this week. It's pretty hectic. Yeah.
House of Lenormand, you have anything coming up?
No.
I mean, you go live like I do. It's like if you feel like it, boom, you just pop
Yep.
up.
Yeah,
It's
that's
sporadic.
good.
It's sporadic. Like I was gonna do it last night, but then I was just exhausted, so I didn't. So
Yeah.
I just
So keep your eyes peeled just in case.
Yeah.
Other than that, I have nothing.
I'd like to say too, I did a collab with Sheila Celtic Tarot, if anyone wants to track that down. But she did a really good one with Dave that's only a couple of days old. If anyone wants to check that out, it was really interesting. Yeah.
We're going to start with, thank you, Ruby.
Yeah.
We're going to start with the hearing stuff, since that's the pressing thing.
Well, yes.
So they say a lot of people watched, or more people watched than they watched Fox News. So that means maybe some of those, like Jen was saying, households watched the hearings instead of propaganda TV.
Yeah, can I take a second to explain that, Johnny? Because
Yes,
I used to work for QVC, so that's how I know this. There are 90 million households in the U.S. We have 325 million people in the U.S., but there are 90 million households that have cable or satellite TV. Now, there's another probably 10% of households that have old-fashioned TV without cable.
Right.
And then of those, like I know that because QVC always kept up with how many households can we have QVC in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of those, 20 million households watched according to Nielsen ratings. So 20 million households means you had 30 to 40 million people watching probably. And that's just TV. That's not counting watching on YouTube or streaming services.
Yep.
So I am guessing that we probably had 40 to 50 million people watching. I don't know how that relates to Watergate, but we only had 150 million people in the USA during Watergate. So,
and also they were streamed into virtually one channel in those days. See, if all this had happened when there was conventional news, the Yeti would never have got as far as he got. It's only because they could watch other things.
So I put a poll in the chat for anyone interested in taking the poll. Right now, the question was, do you believe public hearings will make a difference in Republican voters' opinions? And 63% of you say yes so far. So I'll leave that up in case you want to take that.
That's interesting. Yeah.
So the question is, same thing, is this changing the minds of those on the right?
Just those on the right, or what about the independents too? Just the right?
Because all of this sort of came out of that whole Fox News comparison. So I just want to know, for those on the right, is it actually changing minds?
Will I jump in here, Johnny?
Yes, go right ahead.
I would say there's a real gender division going on here. You have the Queen of Cups representing women, followed by the Empress. This is the mothers who are watching. Meanwhile, their husbands, brothers, and fathers are parked up on the couch with a can of beer or watching something else, right? I think there's a real gender divide going on. And their hearts are breaking. I think the eval is sort of compressed into this on some level. Horrific as it was, it has focused people. People have a laser focus for the first time in ages on what is really happening. And I think it's playing a role in women actually paying more attention than they might have otherwise, even on the right, we're talking. Okay. That's me.
Okay. Jen, what you get?
Thank you, Carolyn Berry. I have the practical queen on the bottom. Like, this is tangible stuff, and I have the practical king on the top. This was tangible information. Yes, this broke through to part of America that had not watched this. There's emotions running high on all this investigation and the message that was presented. There may be still some confusion, but I think Lena's right. Like, there's a lot of women that are done with this. They're just done with it. The erratic behavior coming from the White House. And I get they'll send a message with their votes. But I think you're right, Lena. I think it's the women.
I'm just getting that there is a large part of the population that's interested to know who traveled and who funded the travel to the rally. That's what I'm getting. So, sorry, it didn't answer directly.
Yeah, that happens.
That's part of one of our questions, though. I get the Nine of Cups as the first card, and there is this sense of what they believe already. You know, they're sort of delusional, wishful thinking that the party is what they say it is. Because I get the Hierophant and the leadership card for me. They again, I know we are a mixed group of people, the melting pot. So I don't mean to be, actually, I can be disrespectful. It's all I want to. This is my channel. If you don't like it, watch something else. But I don't mean to be disrespectful to people's religion. But the Pope or the Hierophant is a show. Very showy. You know, the whole gold this and the big giant hat and the wizard staff and all that stuff. It's a show. So here with the leadership card and the showy card, they gave you the show pony, Knight of Cups. They gave you the dream. We're fighting for America. We're the red blood, apple pie, hot dog people, baseball, NASCAR. We're those people. And then there's the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles is not really what you want to see because people are waffling. There's a pierce through the cloud. just a little pierce. And that's kind of all you really need to maybe start to break away some of the confusion. And it's like, okay, maybe they have been just selling me the snake oil. Maybe this is not actually curing my gout and all these different things. So they are starting to waffle a little bit, and that should be a really big deal. I mean, not that Mitch McConnell's watching this, and if he is, I hate you. I just want you to know, but they are starting to waffle a little bit. Thank you, Gary.
Because that's a question in itself, isn't it? Are the Mitch McConnells the ones who've said we're not watching it? Really?
I think he's watching it. I
do too.
They have
he's
to.
A political animal, if nothing else. He wants to know what he's dealing with. And I think it's the same with Lindsey Graham. You know, he's probably sitting there with a quart of bourbon, you know, throwing peanuts at the TV going, God, what are we going to do?
He's watching half of it and the other half is eyelids because...
Yeah.
He watched the whole thing, I get. As a leader, he watched the whole thing.
Of course.
I mean, you have to, because this is going to be used against you. So
yes.
he cannot have somebody have one up on him. So yeah, no.
But also, why was AOC the only one to say you are cowards for not watching it, you know, in terms of calling their bluff? That should have been blasted out, you know.
Leslie, how do we find out which channel this Sunday night live will be on? Actually, I don't know if she's here, but there is a website, trilliumtarot.com. She actually posts everybody's here schedule too. So if y'all had something coming up, she would plug it into there too. She plugs in the Sunday night schedule, trilliumtarot.com, and it's a whole bunch of stuff over there too. So not just that. So you can go and check that out. But we do have a rotation, but it is very easy to get mixed up on that, but it is over there.
I always post in my community tab whose channel we're on. So if you look at my community tab post, you'll see.
And come on, thing right there.
Oh, here's Trillium Tarot. Thanks for being here.
So if you'll post your website, Trillium Tarot, in the comments, there she go. So there it is. If you go there, there's a bunch of information about tarot too. So there you go. Okay, so how will Trump fare after these readings? After these hearings, how will he fare? Will he be in danger? Will you be in danger, girl?
His astrology just gets worse and worse. So let's see.
Because I do want to keep in mind that, you know, we have seen danger for him for a very long time.
But Ivanka just screwed Daddy on nationwide. Nationwide.
She did not help. So how will you fare? Are you in danger, girl? Are you in danger? Oh, Lord, I feel a whole reading coming on. Okay.
Yeah. Trump.
Let's do the whole thing. If we're going to do the whole thing, do the whole thing.
You know how sometimes the cards just make you laugh?
Yes. What you getting?
You ready? I love this. It starts with the Chariot. You know, things moving quickly. He's stuck. He's told he's got no new tricks. He's got nothing new to say. He's suspended as the hangman. And the Chariot's coming and rolling over his sorry ass. Like he can't get out of the way of the Chariot that's just bulldozing. And in case you weren't quite clear, it's followed by the Death card, which in turn is twinned with the Hierophant. So I couldn't help but laugh at that little thing, you know. I hope it's right. It could be my wishful thinking, just out there. But wow, I just like that visual of him trapped there and the chariot just going.
That's how mine starts. Jen, what you get?
I get it's gonna hurt. It's like, he's all smug in his image, like he's gonna act like everything's fine, but I get he's stuck, like no more tricks up the sleeve. Having to move on, being very burdened. A lot of people, a lot of households I get watching this, and they're not having it anymore. So I get like his followers that love him are dwindling. He's depending on charitable support more or less. And then I get like indictments coming and court cases and tied up in court. So that's how it's going to end for him. He's gonna have all kinds of crap coming from it. And there he is. What'd you get, Becca?
I get that there's the obstruction, the fighting, links to several areas of government. So they'll be able to link him here. Several links to several areas of governments. With the mirrors, it's showing that the delays were agreed upon by government, several places where they were arguing, more than one place, but ultimately court and the law. So whether that's in the state level, federal level, whatever it is, it ends up in court. So
see, and that's one of the big things is how do you, his whole life, how do you tie him into what's going on? How do you tie him into bribing Stormy Daniels? How do you tie him into this, and this? So,
this is the thing, isn't it? When this is a man who's never sent an email. Doesn't take
but
very hard. It's very hard.
And most of his tweets weren't his. I mean, the Kofefi one was his because,
yeah, you can see him.
That just sounded like you put alphabet soup in your head and shook it around. So, I mean, that's... But I get the chariot and the 8 of swords. So as Lena said, they're stuck. Momentum has stopped. Mind you, as Tim said in the comments, he is in trouble, but from himself. So this is self-inflicted, the self-made cage with the 8 of swords. Nobody did that to you. You did that to you. The 8 of wands in the Empress, there is a lot more new information that is coming out, and it has to do with him specifically. The Page of Pentacles and the Devil, his word of warning, the 9 of Pentacles, he's going to lose some resources of some sort. I can't pinpoint what it is. It's because it's financial if you look at just the cards as they are, but him losing money is not a unique thing, but it's popping up here, but it's in relation to the hearings. So
could it possibly be that the RNC cuts them off and they're like, we're not paying your legal fees anymore? Could that be a possibility?
It's something in abundance, whatever it is, like, but it's ill-gotten gain with the devil, but it's
donations.
The 9 of Pentacles and the Empress, whatever it is, it's in abundance in the 9 of Cups. It's something he really likes.
Can we ask this? Because we've never asked it this way. Will he get the Republican Party nominee for 2024?
Okay.
It's a good question because you'd have to assume there isn't time to do anything about him before the midterms. Right. So that's a really good question, isn't it?
And he's supposedly going to announce he's running later this summer. So will he be the Republican nominee?
I had 2 cards to flip out. 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords. I'll pull anyway, but I think that's it. So I'm getting a no, but let's see. I'll leave them out, though. How about that?
And I've got 3 of Wands on the bottom.
Oh, another one flipped. King of Pentacles. Okay.
And you have to remember too, Jenny, I was going to say earlier, back to Johnny's saying about losing something of value. Well, you done got half of your base locked up in jail. So
and the other half have COVID.
Between a rock and a hard place. Lord. Okay.
I get he's got to defend from someone else. The devil here, corruption coming out. I get no, and no.
Oh, let me turn that off. Sorry, guys. Oh, that's funny.
Becca, come get your children.
yeah.
What you get, Lena?
Me? I don't think they know yet, right? I think they're fighting about this, and I think they're totally split. The diehards tend to be the newbies. The Matt Gateses and the Jim Jordans and stuff. They're comparative newbies. The old seasoned campaigners don't want to know. They're very, very conflicted about this guy. They don't know what to do about the money, which is pulling the plug on him or not. Does he bring money in? Does he just cost us money? What is it about the money? And they know he all he does is cost them money. Okay. So he's going to say, yes, I am, it's me. Anyway, regardless of who they put up, he's going to go, but it's really me. It's like,
People tell them, don't vote. Don't vote.
No, that's right. Yeah. Don't vote. And it's all shrouded in secrecy, but they leak like a sieve. So I think as time marches on, and he's desperately clinging to the post so he doesn't go to jail, they're going to keep up this dance. But in the end, I'd say absolutely not by the time it rolls around.
I got to know abuse of power and something to do with perhaps abusing something fraudulent to do with finances or resources. But no.
Okay. Terry Solara says, to send in your vote for Becca to run hell, just hit the like button.
So, we'll skip over this guy. We'll stay on the, since we have gotten in the bovine river of Trump, we shall stay there for a little bit. We'll pass out complimentary soap here in a minute. Will the GOP stop protecting him, especially since he said he wouldn't mind if they strung up Mike Pence? I'll just say that.
Yeah. So
he wouldn't mind.
So what's the question? Will the GOP
now stop protecting him? Will they stop supporting him? He was totally fine with the vice president of the United States being assaulted by a mob. Yeah. I can't. What would Mother say?
Yes, Mother wouldn't have been happy.
Because he's not doing them any favors, but at the same time, they won't throw him out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is why he's actually their nightmare.
I get completion on the bottom, like they're about to be done with them. He's making them anxious. He is strong. It's his image, of the Republican Party, but and he does bully them. But I get they're going to go independent from him, is how it's being shown to me. And I get a yes and a yes. Like when their emotions get overflowing, yes, they will quit backing him.
Well, Lena, what you get?
Well, I moved to the Toth cards and I got the moon over the emperor. Right. So it's shrouded now. But if I had to put a number on it, I'd say 2/3 of the party are actually against him now. as opposed to half and half even. It's shifted. And they're stuck with him, the fool, but they're wrestling with how to deal with that. I pulled from the other deck and I got the enemy. What they're sensing now, they're sensing their own blood in the water, to mix a metaphor. And they're starting to think of him as the enemy. I don't think that's happened before. As opposed to just being a liability or the great guy for the party, they're actually seeing him as the enemy of the party. Ooh.
I get that when they suffer enough, they're going to move away and go in a different direction. So I don't know if that means losing the House and the Senate again. But when they're done suffering, they'll eventually move ahead because he's not the kingmaker. He's not the kingmaker.
No, he really, really isn't.
I start with the Magician and the Sun. So that was my yes and yes there.
Yeah.
But there is some trouble with moving the base as well. So I think with McConnell and the rest of them behind the scenes, talking behind his back, saying, we need to move on as a party. That's the dog whistle to those who are listening inside of Congress. But the people out here that are still eating the Trump flakes, they need the convincing to move on. And that's the hard part with the 10 of Wands. But it's not impossible. The 2 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles, what they need to do is build up another hero. A person who's going to go and fight for the guns and the religion and the babies and that type of thing. That's the person they need to build up, and they need to do that now and not 2023 October. So it's that type of thing. I asked the Oracle too, and New Beginnings fell out. And so thank you, Coltos. Okay, see you later. And then the Sage. So maybe they need to also start over and sage the party. So it's if anybody's party needs a good saging, it is that. So we'll stay on him for one more here. What is the relationship like right now between him and Ivanka Trump?
All right, Lucy, we're going to need room for this one. Get the fluffy butt out of the way.
Okay, Daddy and Ivanka.
She did not help, apparently.
He tried to make excuses for his press.
Oh, she'd already left. She checked out, remember?
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
He'll be staying soon, Ivanka who?
Yeah, that's right.
My first
She
2
was
cards. Oh, Lord. He probably wishes she was adopted. That way he could date her. Like, what's that guy, Woody Allen? Not Woody Allen. Who's the director that dated
that's Woody Allen with the
Woody Allen, is that what it is? Okay, good Lord Jesus. Very Alabama. No offense to Alabamans. Very deliberate, should I say. Becca, what you get?
No bueno. That's no bueno. It might be private. But with book here, it could also be knowledge. So we may have knowledge. So like what we think is going on, because this ain't good. I can't make this pretty. It's not good. So not good.
Lena, what you get?
Well, I think it was karmic, the whole thing. I mean, we could talk about soul contracts and agreeing to be whoever they were to each other, but this is totally the way that destiny, had the script. And of course, most of us have been saying for some years now, there'll come a point if she's going to save herself over him. And this is the point. The wheel turned and it's absolutely karmic. With the Moon and the Knight of Cups. I think she's a Scorpio, so she has that lunar dark energy that he will never know how she really feels, nor will he care. I think this has been a while coming, is what I'm trying to say, in her world, because he doesn't reflect on anything, right? I think she could see this coming probably for 2 years. She could certainly see it coming after January 6th. So she could sense it, feel it, taste it. So the hardest part for her from these cards is pretending between January 6th, where she knew there was no turning back. She was the false knight here of pretending things were all right to him, just putting off the drama, right? But she knew back then. And then I pulled one more card, which is on the relationship itself, which is sick. It's sick. As in not well. All right, whatever.
Yeah. Understatement.
Yeah.
I get it's over. It's already done.
Understatement again.
Just done in the past. She's protecting herself. And
yes.
I think, like, in secret, she's telling I Eat Paste Eric and Sniffy Jr., you better protect yourself. She's got the upper hand in the family, I get right now. So it's like I keep getting like the 3 kids bonding together. She knows justice is coming, and it's coming swift, so it's done. It's already done in the past.
Well, those were my first 2 cards, and that was pretty much for me. 5 of Wands, 3 of Swords. So
yeah, really.
Disagreements, fighting, arguing, bickering, and stabbed in the heart, in the back, and the sides, and the chins, and everything. Again, 3 of Swords says betrayal. Betrayal does not come from your enemies. You know they're not on your side. Betrayal comes from people that you know, love, and trust. And then I had the collective, and listen, there might be some advice that she is getting to, you know what, to save your father, you're going to have to tell the truth. And I mean, truth Trump version, but you know.
I'm wondering if this is part of also on the bigger theme of things of how they're trying to get out of trouble in New York as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even though they're not connected, but you know what I mean? It's like, throw daddy in.
Right now, you need to start getting the water out of the boat, because you can't take us all down. And if he's going to go with it, then let him go with it.
Yeah.
Because I can't. Okay. So let's go back to Mark Meadows.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Jeffrey. How will he fare after the hearings? There is a growing number of people saying that the riots wouldn't have happened had it not been for him in certain amount of meddling that he did. So how will he fare after this is all said and done?
Mark Meadows. He gets the Toth deck.
Wonder if he sold his trailer down in North Carolina yet.
Yes. Mark Meadows.
Thanks for reposting the questions, Karen.
Yeah, it really is good.
Oh, good God. Oh, good. Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
The cards are helping me tonight because it knows I'm leaking. So it's like all the smack you in the face cards. I don't have to think too hard.
Keep it really simple, just the big stuff.
Thank you, Passing Show. Becca, what you get?
Options and choices for him to work with something that was offered from a woman in the House. But he's already denied congressional subpoenas. Correct?
But he did give up all his emails and documents.
Because there's an option and a workaround. There's a different road and a different strategy to offer and give something to the woman in the House. So maybe this right here, because the fox is very resilient and kind of conniving. His workaround was give him the documents and then say, "Oh, I'm not cooperating, but I gave you everything you wanted to please this woman."
Yep.
See what I'm saying? So
do you think that's Liz Cheney?
It could be. It's something that is gifted to a woman in the House. So let me see here, because he's provided several things here to the House. He's gifted him several things to the House, and then a very smart woman. So
I wonder if his like situation gets exacerbated by something, like more info coming out, and then he said, "You know what? On second thought, I think I will cooperate." Or, I mean, that's wishful thinking, but I wonder if we'll go down that road or something.
Yeah, maybe, because I think DOJ said that they weren't going to prosecute him or take him up on the contempt of Congress. I could have
sworn. But they, according to Glenn Kirshner, and it makes sense, they'd only agree to that given his position. They might not care about this one or that one down here, but given his position, they would only have done that if he's given them everything.
There you go, then. That was his workaround. I won't talk to you, but I'll give you everything and say, oh, I didn't know. They took it from me,
So he can go to Trump and go, oh, I don't know, my office staff gave it to them or something.
It was a Weasley way around the issue.
Okay, Lena, what you get?
Well, speaking of weasels, he gets the devil card. He gets the Two of Swords to say he's actually a bit more complicated than I thought. I thought he was just a straightforward, out and out, self-serving, nasty bit of work, and he is. However, he's not all that comfortable with this. Like you know how these things are. It's like how people behave differently in a gang than they will individually, right? It's a known phenomenon. It brings out the worst in people. And it's like he's had a come to Jesus moment almost. He's privately, this is completion here, he doesn't actually want to be around Trump anymore. This was a bit of a surprise for me because he was instrumental. He was really instrumental in a lot that went down, but it was like he was in this state of being completely convinced, and now he isn't. But this, I get, is power and the end of power, the death of power for him. So in other words, no matter how it washes up, I don't see him going to jail, for example. Yet another disappointment in the day. However, I do see it as the end of him as a real power broker.
So what is that, Lena, like groupthink? Is that considered groupthink?
Yeah, and Michael Cohen talks about it all the time too. When you're in his world, it all seems normal. No matter what he suggests, you bend over backwards to do that thing, even though part of you's going, ooh, yuck. You want to please Big Daddy, and whatever weird thing that he engenders in people to make them do that. And I think Mark Meadows was in there up to his earlobes in that sort of energy. And now he's a bit, probably since he had to hand over all the documents and everything, it's not just as simple as self-preservation. He's actually not feeling it anymore, which I just thought was a bit interesting.
Thank you.
They are hypocrites as well as treacherous people. So he could well come out and go, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
I get there's more details coming out about his involvement with the White House and his defending what Trump did and stuff. There's more illumination coming because he was an inside guy. But I
Yeah.
get the investigators, like there's an indecision about what to do with him because like they're sort of waffling on him because he has offered stuff up. Like they're looking into things during the transition time. DOJ could go after him, but I feel like he's kind of at the center of this, and he loses, as far as his moral high ground and reputation and stuff. But
Yes.
I get there's something else he's going to offer up about the insurrection, and they're kind of in a wait and see mode about if he'll talk to like the DOJ grand jury or something.
Didn't he burn a bunch of documents too? Didn't that just come out, or am I making that up in my head?
No, he
I
burned
hadn't heard
documents.
that. He did.
Yes,
Naughty.
in a White House fireplace. The White House fireplace cleaner and the White House plumber to come and testify.
What was he burning? The DoorDash menus,
See, here's the thing with these people. It reminds me of Get Smart. Remember Get Smart? And it's like you can burn those papers, but they were created on a computer. You can't get rid of stuff no matter how much you want to. I'm just going to burn. I mean, really?
But even
See, if Trump would have been smart, he would have gotten rid of all the computers and just put in old style typewriters.
But why there in the White House? Why not go to a barbecue in Nashville, Tennessee, and put it in somebody's pit? And nobody wouldn't think to look there. Why do you? Okay,
yeah, it's a pretty desperate act, isn't it?
Oh my God!
Building fires in the summertime.
I know. So if they're not eating documents, they're burning them and flushing them down toilets.
I mean, I'll do a prayer, and I won't pray to cure childhood cancer. I'll pray to fix stupid. That's what we're going to pray for.
Look, you would be actually saving the world by doing that.
I got suffering. So I don't know what's about to go down for him, but my first two cards are 5 of Pentacles and the 10 of Wands. I don't know exactly why, but he is about to lose something financial in nature, or maybe it's I can't get a job somewhere. I don't know, but there is some boredom about to happen there too. Also, some people who were once in his circle are now out of that circle because it ends in the 4 of Cups and the 2 of Cups. So whoever had agreement with him is now not satisfied. 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords. So all I get is suffering. This is somebody's about to come and bully you. You're about to be. This is defeat, and this is defeat. It's like so. If this were a personal reading, I don't know how the hell I'd turn this around. But
yeah, I know, and that's what I was sort of getting. He's in personal pain and personal agony over there. Whether that's self-preservation, I've really blown it, look what I've done, or why did I do that? Did I really understand what
I mean, the question we've been asking since he lost the election to all of these people is, was it worth it?
Yeah.
Was any of that worth it? Donald Trump sits, I mean, we don't think he sits pretty. Karma has a whole nother lesson, but he sits okay right now, while all of these people are literally crapping themselves because the FBI is constantly knocking at your door and the CIA is in your bathroom listening to you and you don't know it. It's like you're constantly being inundated with a bunch of stuff that makes you paranoid. And so, was it worth it?
Yeah.
For 4 years of what? Was it worth it?
Run in the sun, and now look.
So Cassidy Hutchinson is this child's name. She was the aide to Mark Meadows when he was chief of staff. She is possibly going to testify. So can we look and see if she is or not?
Oh, is she not?
Johnny, you always said Trump drained the swamp. Now we see all the swamp monsters.
We see the monsters. It's the only campaign promise that he kept. He didn't mean it that way, but
No.
Drain the swamp, and we see all the muck and the crap and the.
They didn't need to come to the surface. He brought the surface to them, and they stayed right there and took it.
Yeah, he just sucked up the slime and left them all out there.
He should have flushed them down his toilet 20 or 30 times.
Oh gosh, Lena, what you get?
Well, yes. The first up is the Six of Cups. I think her family is saying to her, you have to do this. Right. And then after that, the Queen of Swords, Justice, and the King of Swords. Yeah, she's going to do the right thing, I would suggest.
Becca, what you get? Yeah.
I get they secure. I get a yes. She's anxious about it, but I get a yes.
Yeah. That's why I think her family is instrumental in supporting her through this.
We have now reached the cover your own behind portion of the post-Trump
proceedings.
I get the first card, the Seven of Pentacles. Again, I think to Lena's point is whoever's in her roots, whoever's around her, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, they are giving her the advice, the Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles. Maybe there's also something too about a written statement as well, or instead of, or whatever the case, but something's gonna be written down.
Yep. Wouldn't rule that out.
And then the Eight of Wands, leave behind anything that makes you feel bad about yourself. So it's the Eight of Cups, I mean. So yeah, she is deciding, you know what, this is probably the best thing to do. So the company you keep. So let's switch gears from Trump to Trump Jr. Ron DeSantis.
That's always fun.
I'm going to call him Ron DeSantis. So Ron DeSantis has a aide there in Florida. Well, I guess I should call him Trump the Third. Her name is Christina Pushaw. And
DeSantis's aide.
And she has now had to register as a foreign agent.
That's right.
Like Michael Flynn.
Yes. So what I want to know is DeSantis also compromised like Donald Trump was? Is he also, because that's who the GOP wants to be their next star. They're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So is he also compromised?
Yeah. Oh, they're good at picking them, aren't they?
Or maybe somebody else is again. Here, this is your new one.
I want these cards.
Is DeSantis compromised? Well, there you go.
You know, I'm getting he's like a Putin's puppet too. Like Trump. I'm getting he's somebody's puppet. He's manipulated structurally. Like he's complete done. It's all about he's out there as a front man. Like it's his image, but there's a whole network around him that burdens the crap out of him. So judgment and stuff going on in secret and securing money and contracts and stuff and quid pro quo, and there's a moneyed man behind him. So yeah, he's compromised. He's like the mouthpiece, like Trump.
Yeah.
Full of bad breath and cavities. Lena, what you get?
Well, I used 2 decks because he's the new generation of Teflon Don.
Mhm.
Fortune, he's been a lucky guy too in terms of, how he got to where he is and all of that. But chose to get in bed with the enemy, which got him the power that he has. Got the card of the thief in the night, you'd have to say compromised. Then I pulled out my Rider-Waite's. He's beginning to realize things are a bit bad because you know how they do. They just live in their own stratosphere and they just brush this stuff off. I think it's finally penetrating. But the GOP don't know what to do with him because they don't know what to do about any of it. They're just fighting each other about everything. Which fight will we have today every time you pick up the phone, I think they're really struggling with these guys now, Yeah.
Becca, what you get?
I gotta know.
Not compromised.
I asked, is he compromised by a foreign power? I got no.
Oh, okay.
I get, yes, he's working for somebody. I get Page of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. He's on somebody's payroll somewhere, or at the very least getting donations. But I'm not gonna say donations because this is not like 6 of Pentacles to where here I give you something, you do something for me. This is payroll. Knight of Pentacles is the mercenary. 8 of Pentacles is literally work. So you're working for somebody. You're working for someone's interest as well. The Knight of Pentacles is the person you give your wishes and desires. They will plan it out and bring you the results. That type of thing. So,
Speaking of this, you know what I think would be fantastic? If DeSatan announces that he's running in 2024 and then Spanky tries to completely tank his campaign, that's going to
look, this is the bliss, right? This is the bliss we have to look forward to.
Can we ask, does Trump have any dirt on DeSantis?
Oh, yeah, let's
because if he does, he'll use it.
Those two.
Has he got dirt on DeSantis? Great question. Oh. You know what? When we say, has Trump got dirt on this one or that one, I think we've got to think about what that means, because I don't think he goes out and gets the dirt on anybody because he doesn't use any technology or anything.
Yeah.
Right?
He gets somebody else to get it.
He gets somebody else to do it. Look, what I got here is it's not the worst of the dirt, right? I think it's about women, and I don't think DeSantis is even, he's many things, but I don't think he's even as sleazy as half these reverends in the back blocks, right? I don't think that's his weakness as such, but this definitely involves women, so it might be one time one thing, or one time 3 women, or so I'm not suggesting that it's major. I've got the feeling that it's not so major, but he's got it, and but I think DeSantis could actually shrug it off, because I don't think it's really the worst thing. It was consensual or something. The worst thing is, what will his wife say? It's not shattering stuff, That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
What you getting, Becca?
What about you guys?
I get yes, He might be a little bit uncertain about the particulars, but it's something business related.
Oh, okay. So between the two of us, we've got sex and money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's interesting because I get on the bottom unfinished work. Like he doesn't have the whole story. There's
That's the vibe I get. It's not, whoa, we've got him. No.
it's
he's got an indecision about whether to use it right now, but it is something that could tarnish his reputation. And I get like, Trump and money and women. So I get it all. He could crash and burn him, but he's like tossing it around whether, to use it as a power play over him.
I get Page of Pentacles, money, High Priestess, Secret, Queen of Cups, woman. There you go.
And this
wouldn't it be fabulous as well if that woman ended up having to get an abortion after he just banned abortions in his own state?
Oh, yeah. Or even if it's happened.
It would be even better if that woman
goes, he paid for
it. If that woman was a man dressed up as a woman.
I love it.
Mr. Don't Say Gay.
But I really think
thank you, Joanne.
is the next big threat, because people like him. God knows why, but they do. He's got the Teflon factor going on generally. Oh,
and he hates people. He hates the
people.
other.
He's allergic to doing good things.
Well, they've got a bunch of peanut butter boys running for positions in Florida now. So, I mean, he's loving it.
I saw that they took over a bunch of like school boards and stuff in Miami-Dade County. I'm like, how? How? How?
Yeah.
So I want to go a tad bit petty here.
Us?
Tad bit for me is probably a lot for everybody else. So I will. Paul Andricola. Write that name down, if you will. Paul Andricola, 63 years old, of Maple Shade, New Jersey, has pled guilty to knowingly distributing or selling an unregistered pesticide. For he was selling pesticides to cure COVID-19. No, excuse me, that's not right. He was selling pesticides to prevent COVID-19. So
are you kidding me?
We have now gone from arsenic dirt, drinking your own pee, and all of hydrochloroquine and everything else to pesticides.
Drinking bleach, putting light bulbs. Now
so this is going to court.
For a virus that doesn't exist because it's a hoax.
Yeah.
But now catch really this awesome. One. That's not even the bad part.
You won't take the vaccine, but you'll use all this crap.
Petty bitch
Something
club.
that's
I love
carcinogen.
So here's the bad part about this.
Oh.
This man has sold $2.7 million in pesticides. $2.7 million whole dollars in pesticides. The New Jersey man has pled guilty to charges. He sold $2.7 million in pesticides he falsely claimed were effective against the coronavirus, which causes COVID-19, federal prosecutors said. $2.7 million. People gave him money for pesticides so that they wouldn't get COVID-19.
For a virus that doesn't exist?
For a virus that doesn't exist?
Because it was a hoax.
Dear Jesus, we gathered here today to fix stupid, please, and thank you. I'm just saying. Oh, so he cheated dozens of people out of millions of dollars and endangered the health of those who relied on his fraudulent claims.
I mean, that's probably carcinogens,
So he's already arrested.
Yeah.
His attorney has said, and I quote, "It was a formula that was good." The pesticide formula he sold, if not better than anything on the market.
His lawyer has said that in his defense.
His lawyer in his defense. And it's better than anything on the market and has caused no physical harm to anyone who took it. Customers
This is
received
lawyer
value
Sidney
for their
Powell.
purchase. Customers who received it purchased it and came back for more. His company for whom he worked for did not receive any complaints at all. That's what his lawyer said.
Well, if they died, they couldn't complain.
Unless you went to the medium or something. But
I think it's time you start cleaning up the cat litter and selling it as unicorn poop at this point.
Oh, I think so. Make a fortune.
So they have ordered restitution for the 2.7 million. But he has not been sentenced, at least as of the time I read the thing. So what is going to happen
Why the
to
F
him?
word in there? Is this federal?
The Attorney General of New Jersey is the one who
state.
brought it, but he was in violation of the federal insecticide something act.
Oh, okay. So hold on.
So what's going to happen?
New law degree. I'm getting my new law degree out. Hold on. Where do they find these people?
I mean,
Maybe he's like Navarro. He's going to represent himself.
he's got a lawyer. His lawyer made that stupid statement about people not dying.
Navarro, I think, has mental health issues.
Oh, big time. He's
think
another one of the
supporting
Mike
Trump
Lindell,
has-
if you ask me.
Anybody supporting Trump has mental health.
This is true. This is true
They
too.
do when they're
Please
finished.
fix
It's not
stupid.
So what's actually going to happen to him going forward? He does have to pay restitution, but like I said, as far as me reading the thing, I have not seen him being sentenced as of yet. So
Becca, you're just finding new ways to work, aren't you?
In the comments.
Because also, I mean, nobody has come forward just as of yet saying that they have had severe kidney failure from his pesticides. And so it's somebody may come forward with a lawsuit or something. I don't know, but let's see.
Well, they might now. They've heard about this. Jen, you'll be pleased to know Plucky Heroin has just trademarked unicorn poop.
They make it actually. I think it's an ice cream called unicorn poop or something like that.
Oh, really?
They have an advertisement for it. It's weird too because there's a unicorn flying and low unicorn droplets. it's a very disturbing. Oh Lord, Ten of Swords. I'm done right there. What happened
to the guy in New Jersey?
Lord Jesus.
Oh, bugger. He gets all these nasty cards and then swans away or something. I don't know. I think this is a case where I forget what you call them in the US, the judge presiding. We have magistrates at a lower level, and then you only hit the judges when you go up. So it's like they don't know what to do. You know, it's like they're kicking back at the club going, I've got this guy who sold $2.7 million. What do I do with him? You know?
Oh my gosh.
There's something about how he marketed this, how he talked about it, how he marketed it. It's like, you know, this new product that he worked with people on and got people to agree to buy, and it was all image, but it's a corrupt strategy that was done in abundance. There's going to be a really strong judgment on him, I get, through the courts, because he gets burdened for this. This is my COVID card for this COVID treatment that kills people. Like there's going to be a rise in America of the death rate.
Well, now this case has a bit of publicity. Even if there was one death, you know, it opens a whole Pandora's box.
It causes death. Jenny, we're going to be in the zombie apocalypse soon because of this guy. Like,
if that's how you want to get rid of stupid, kill them all off with, you know, horse crap and
I
light
mean,
bulbs and anything else, then fine, just take them off the planet.
where's Darwin when you need him, man?
I reckon. Hold on, I need
Survival
a
of
new
the fittest?
coffee.
No, it's survival of the smartest.
I mean,
Oh no, the highways would be littered with bodies. I'll be back in a moment.
So I tried to pull earlier, and this is the first spread I got. So I got key, man, and garden. What happens to him? Well, he's going to be very popular and very public, like very important man that's very popular or public. He has an entire fan base. So I put it back, and I tried to pull line of 5, and I did. And it says that he has achieved a solution. He achieved a solution. There's him. And it was the way that he marketed his solution, the achievement that he made. But still, again, there's him gaining a lot of praise and fame for what he did. So if that's fame.
oh, yes, that's it right there. Terry said, because I read that he advertised it was approved by the APA or the EPA. It was registered with the EPA.
So something about the way he marketed it is
Yeah.
a problem.
I don't get registration papers here. I don't even get the tower, meaning that it's official. It's something the way that he marketed it, but still even those that he defrauded, I guarantee you there's still a sector of the population, such as the plague enthusiasts, that'll be like, let's eat that pesticide. Like for a virus that exists.
I mean, pesticides, like it says on Roundup, is a known carcinogen, may cause cancer. Don't get on your skin. Wash your skin.
It tells you not to eat it.
But it's not appetizing anyway. Why would you eat?
Well, eating it or spraying it on you or whatever you're doing with it, it's probably a carcinogen.
I mean, what was he doing? Putting it in his
Who
cereal?
goes to what you call them people? Home Depot, Lowe's, any garden supply store, picks up some Roundup, some Raid, and puts it in their refrigerator. Nobody. You put it in the garage and under something, hide it, all these different things. Why? Because it's literally poison. And why is it that doesn't compute that a man said, you know what, the EPA, not the FDA, the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, got nothing to do with your body. The EPA said you can
eat this. You can eat this. Kind of like
for
the people that have
entertainment
never thought
purposes.
to eat bleach before, and then Trump says drink bleach and stick a light bulb up your ass, and they're like, "Yeah, is it okay to drink bleach?"
We need more light bulbs. We just sold out.
LEDs, so they never go off.
I mean, you do find the person to tell you to drink pesticides. You want to find that person. That way you stay away from them. You do not. Who? I did. Okay.
Be hiring them to babysit your kids either.
I mean, don't eat nothing from their house. I'll cook you something.
For entertainment purposes only.
This tea tastes a little Roundup-ish. Yes, I know it does. The Ten of Swords and the Eight of Cups. He's going away because it's over and done for him. And also, he has been ordered to pay the restitution. So I don't know if he still has the $2.7 million, but if you do, it's going bye-bye. King of Swords, Seven of Swords. There is some sort of deal. Thank you, Beatrice. Worked out here, though. I don't know exactly what. So maybe he has a lawyer, like Lena was saying, maybe arbitration instead of you going. He's going to jail, but something might be worked
with
out.
This stuff, right? I'm a farm girl originally, right? And my father and my brother and my brother-in-law and everyone doing cattle dips and all this stuff. They wore no masks. They'd wear shorts, singlets, right? Using all these poisons all the time, year in, year out. And they did all end up with weird rashes and health problems and stuff, you know.
Speaking of weird rashes, Lauren Boebert.
Oh, shit.
She is being investigated by the Colorado Department of Revenue because her campaign
is missing some money.
Was used to reimburse her campaign fund to pay off tax liens on her restaurant called
And
Shooters.
the mileage that she claimed would have caused her to travel the Earth's circumference 1.5 times. The mileage claim. Yeah.
So she's saying during her campaign, she drove enough to where she could literally go around the world
1.5 times.
So
well, she couldn't go 20 miles before without getting arrested. So I don't know how she managed all that.
So what's going to come of her investigation? Will they find anything and get money back, or?
I just have to quote Trey Crowder here. He described Lauren Brodbelt as an experiment in AI for Proud Boys.
That's me.
That's a good one.
I
it's
like
good,
that.
isn't it?
Who said that, Lena?
The liberal redneck Trey Crowder. And he just sits in his car and raves. You know, she's just an experiment in AI for Proud Boys.
Oh, gosh.
So, Lauren, what's going to happen, love? Oh.
Lord Jesus, I can't.
Really?
Yeah, that's true too, Terry. Like people in agencies in hospital clinics bought that pesticide formula from that guy. So it wasn't just like, you know, some rubes somewhere down at the local bar. It was like agencies.
He defrauded government agencies. Government agencies were stupid enough to buy pesticide.
Or some people within them, yeah.
Because he had claims on there that it was FDA approved or whatever.
It was EPA approved.
Who the hell is running? Those must be Trump leftovers.
That's how he got $2.7 million whole dollars.
I'm sorry. I don't understand. Oh, God.
I can't.
Oh, Lauren. Will I go, Johnny?
You go right ahead.
Yeah, well, she gets the nice Knight of Pentacles. And for those learning tarot, this used to be one of the nice cards and still is when you're reading for normal people. However, it is now well entrenched as the card of the mercenary. So she was setting out to defraud, as if we didn't think so, but it's just confirming that. This will contribute to her defeat, but she'll still have some sort of following. She has the bat wings of the princess, but she's staring at defeat. And when they're looking at these finances, the problem for her is they're going to actually get more in the net. Here's the surprise in the net. They're going to get more than they thought. They'll be looking like, if you're doing one thing, that's not the only bent thing you're doing on your claim form. I think there's a surprise for all of us in what else they find in the net.
I agree. This investigation is like, here I am driving all around the world for all my rallies and stuff.
For my people.
And there's an imbalance in the money. And people in her network even, like her personal networks, what I'm getting, like shifting money all around. Like, so her business, her home, or whatever, she's shifting money all over the place. Lawyers here are going to make her very anxious. It's the end for her. You know, she's going to fight it, of course, through the court systems and everything. But there's something she did routinely in secret that's going to come to light.
Right.
And yeah, if she's not careful, she could face some jail time. But I get she's totally put out. Totally.
Great. Awesome. Becca.
She's going to be pooping her pants all the way to court because it goes to court. There's going to be issues with the law. Thievery, the news of the thievery, and then court. Thieving, a visitor, and then court. So
Yeah.
that's why I said she's going to crap her pants all the way to court. It's like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's, well, first, wait, commercial break. Lena Rodriguez from Tarot Down Under has a deck coming out.
Oh,
it is called One World Tarot. If you go to Amazon and just type in Lena Rodriguez or One World Tarot, it will pop up. It is available for pre-order right now. Comes out in October, so make sure you secure your copy. The class that I was teaching or am teaching for August the 5th has been pushed out to September the 2nd because August the 5th, I will still be here, but only half of August. So I won't be actually teaching the class at that time because it'll be an interruption. So I don't want to break up the class. So September the 2nd, 5 p.m. through 7 p.m. is when the class actually takes place. So what I get for her, Page of Wands first. There is 2 of Wands and the King of Pentacles. There's a man either coming to her defense or attempting to take one for the team. So I don't know.
It could be her very charming husband.
Uh-huh.
The exposer.
Because he's also implicated in a lot of her financial crimes. If you just because like them claiming the plane on their taxes and this and
Look,
so
exactly.
it's
and
weird.
Can't you just see it? She'd have him down and his brother as consultants on this and consultants on that. Very good at it because the Trumps and even the McConnells and everyone who get away with it, they do all these wrong things, but they have sophisticated accountants, right? Who bury it as they go. Whereas this lot, it's going to come to light.
I got to mention what Gary was saying in the comments. I saw it scrolling up. He says she can't go to jail making license plates. She doesn't know numbers well enough.
Well, it's
Gary gets the card. Gary gets the card.
Oh Lord.
All I can say is go invest in adult diapers because a lot of these people are going to be crapping their pants when they start having to go to court.
And look, what do their voters think? The voters for Marjorie Taylor Greene and stuff. Do they really think they're doing a great job, or are they over it?
They just like a loudmouth person screaming insanity.
Well, last time when she won her election, she ran unopposed because her supporters threatened the other person out of the running. So she essentially ran unopposed, and she only got like 75,000 votes. So not much at all. And I've seen interviews where they have spoken to the locals in her district, and they are embarrassed by her.
Good.
Embarrassed. So we'll see.
Too.
Speaking
of voters, though, 3,700 Democrats in Colorado have changed their party affiliation to Republican so that they can vote against Lauren Boebert.
Oh, wow.
Will this actually be effective? Yes or no?
Okay.
Thank you, Stu Man. Trillium Tarot, if you'll post your website again, pretty please, and thank you.
All right. Oh, thank you, Lucky Girl, for putting up that information. Right. Okay. Will it work?
Does the deck come with a book? Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
I get it helps. I get it. It helps them getting this off the ground to bring change in. Is there a man running against her? Because I get like there's a substantial quantity. it blocks her, and I get a man that goes into the government.
Wow.
I know that her opponent is an older Republican guy because I watched that debate, and she said something stupid, and the crowd at the debate was booing her, and she's like telling them to shut up and settle down and all that. She got pissed off.
Ah, right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I get as a tactic it will work. It's always my fake Republican card anyway, so there they are. Justice and the Two of Cups, like it works because the numbers we're talking about are quite small, so that many people can make a difference. It wouldn't work as a national thing, but it should be enough.
Yeah. Can we try this on Mitch McConnell, please?
I think the problem with McConnell is, though, he's got too many insiders pulling levers of power, because there's no way with less than a 23% rating, he's been in the Senate for as long as he has.
Forever.
Yeah. You can't tell me. He's got people on the inside that just kind of magic
things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because really,
there's no way. You can't explain it. You can't explain that.
No.
I asked if she wins her primary, because that's what the Democrats are trying to do, is to make her lose her primary. I get a yes. Or does she win her primary? No, she gets canceled. She's too small. So
she's also very childish. The 10 of Wands and Hangman, does it help? Yes, there's a burden to her momentum, to her progress. Something is changed, something stuck. 7 of Pentacles, that's where those cards were surrounding. High Priestess, 6 of Wands. There's some sort of other person's victory. Don't know who they are, though. Well, good. Hopefully that comes true. Speaking of campaigns, then.
Yeah.
Ryan Kelly, who is running for the governor of Michigan, who was arrested because he was at the January 6th cookout with all his fellow friends trying to tear up the Capitol.
Happened to be in one of the videos that the January 6th committee showed.
He's running for governor, so how's that going to work for him?
Sorry, where are we? Michigan.
Michigan. He's running for the governor of Michigan, having taken part in a riot at the U.S. Capitol.
Michigan.
How bizarre. 100 years from now, I wonder, people looking back, what will they think of this time?
It is truly bizarre.
Yes, Trillium Tarot has a channel too, and she does a lot of deck reviews. And so, well, not deck reviews, I guess you call them flip throughs. Because she has a collection like I do. So, so go over there and check those out.
It's good. It's a good service to have deck reviews. Oh, so he was part of that kidnapping plot to kidnap Gretchen, someone's saying here. Is that true?
Part of that too, so why didn't they arrest him with that?
Why isn't he in jail? Why are we even reading on this guy? Why
the kidnapping plot they already dismissed through the courts, which was ridiculous. I don't know how they got away with it, but that whole thing already went to court and got dismissed. Nobody went to jail.
So he didn't go to jail for that one. So then his next genius plan was, let me go participate in an insurrection.
Yeah. Yeah, the investigation charging in, it causes him to have to leave, because he's a betrayal. He's done. He's toast. His support will shift to someone else. I think he's going to look at jail time. Hard to be governor when you're in jail.
Maybe not. Maybe it'll be the new thing. They'll just have governors' meetings in their various jails.
They had a couple of races a few years ago when Trump was in office where the guy died and they still voted for him.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Well, they got Santa Claus running against Sarah Palin in Alaska.
Right.
I'd vote for him.
Well, here's the thing. I've got the chariot, so whatever's happening has a bit of movement. But this is amusing. 2 decks, the theft, followed by the theft.
Oh.
So, while we're looking at this issue, I think something else might be, because this guy's obviously out of control and a wackadoodle, right? So I think something else that involves theft could come up. Maybe he stole something from the January 6th, or someone maybe gave him a trophy or something weird like that. But 2 thefts? What is it about? Okay.
Will homeboy win the election? I get a no. I only drew 1 card.
No.
Judgment, 6 of Cups. No, it's a pipe dream. 9 of Cups too. So
yeah.
Well, Peter Navarro. I want to look at his finances because he was going to represent himself, and then I guess now it has decided he wants a lawyer, but he can't afford one. As I said, maybe Groupon. Get you a coupon, get you a lawyer. I don't know. But
I saw something the other day on the internet that was saying, and it was on Twitter by a few independent journalists, with the little check mark, so not just anybody. His net worth is over $5 million. It's like 5.7 million.
He's a Lindell. There's something going on from here to here that is.
Yeah. That's. He doesn't need to be in this situation. It's something weird. I need my rubber gloves before I do this one, Peter.
I just want to look at his finance, see what's going on there.
He's complaining that they didn't let him call his lawyer, and they're like, "No, you said you were going to represent yourself, and you didn't want to call a lawyer." So he called.
You insisted on that.
He called the TV studio where he was supposed to be doing an interview and said, "I can't make it. I'm in jail."
Because what's really going on here? Look at your finance.
And he was put in a cell only for a few hours with, is it John Hinckley Jr. who took a pot shot at Reagan?
Mm-hmm.
That's symbolic. Navarro's finances.
He doesn't want to tap into his retirement fund. It's like, okay, you got millions and you don't want to tap into them.
That's right. That's what I'm getting, actually. He's got the money but doesn't want to spend it.
They strip searched him at the airport?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your blessed eyes. I'm so sorry.
Really?
He must have been a flight risk.
Yeah. Well, he's a risk to everybody. He's a I'll just charge in here, Johnny.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Over everything, the death card. Like, he's done this himself yet again. He has plenty of money. But the death card sits over his power. So it's the death of his power, and he hung himself. The Green Bay sweep. He rushed around America saying, I did it, I invented it. I was the driving force behind the insurrection. They couldn't have done it without me. I mean, what the hell was he thinking?
Mm-hmm. Something between here and here is completely messed up.
The elevator is stuck in the basement, and it's
That's
flooded
right.
up, Johnny.
Stuck in the basement.
Not the brightest bulb in the crayon boxes, I say.
Oh, look.
Four.
Like Johnny saying, going in the phone booth and dialing 4, thinking you're in the elevator.
Oh, no. I remember a story. I don't know, you guys might know the Scottish comedian Billy Connolly, and he was huge in the 70s, 80s, 90s. You know, he had a very long career, and he was a legendary alcoholic for most of that. And then he stopped, and he was interviewed, and they said, "What made you stop drinking?" And he said he went into a phone booth when we still all had phone booths, and he said, "I could not get out. I could not work out how to get out of that phone booth," and he had to spend the night just in the, and that was the point where he went, "I think drinking isn't my friend," you know.
I get he's just miserly. He's got the money.
Yeah.
He's just miserly. You know, he's got contacts and connections and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's trying to act like, oh, poor me and everything. But I get he's successful. He's just laying low. He doesn't want to use his own money. He's got plenty.
See, this is the thing they learned from Trump, isn't it? You know,
yeah.
Don't
Never
pay
spend your
for
own
anything.
money.
Don't do anything.
Never spend your own money when you can start a grift.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything about the money because it's a non-issue, but I do get the 9 of Wands and 10 of Swords. There is pressure and doom approaching. The 9 of Wands in this deck is also modeled after the mice and the Lenormand, and the 10 is modeled after the coffin in the Lenormand. So he's got some endings and some stuff that he's about to lose as well. Never mind. Because again, to Lena's hangman, he did this to himself. That's a sacrifice card. But nobody is sacrificing you. You do that to yourself.
Yeah.
I did a box spread on his for the next 3 months. His finances are good right now. He's coming up on financial issues, though. There might be a startup that he might try to get off the ground. But the problems come in when there's financial secrets that are revealed.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he has been lying on his taxes or something like that, because it's like there's financial secrets that get revealed, and then that causes a hit, you know? So, but it's showing financial trouble ahead, not right now.
Yeah.
So speaking of financial hits, the NRA is losing members. They're losing not just members, but they're losing prominent members, congressmen, or retiring and not running for re-election. I think there were 2 at least, in saying that they were no longer going to be members of the NRA.
If I may, have they been dismantled by Letitia James yet, or that's still ongoing?
Mm.
Okay.
So are they going to continue to hemorrhage members in light of Congress doing nothing effective about gun reform?
Because there's some prominent ones that are saying stop supporting, stop having your membership with them, start giving them money, and then you'll see gun reform.
Yeah, one of our states destroyed 3 tons of guns last week.
Wow.
In a confiscation.
And one of our households probably bought that many.
Yeah, probably.
And
I don't know that I even believe that they all went up in smoke, right? They're all worth money. Yeah. Okay, the NRA. Aren't they losing members?
Becca, what you get?
Yes, it's around older members, something to do quite possibly with many children. And many, this would be your cards for elders. So it may continue for a while because this takes time. So, but there's many here, and this would be the money that's paid, the wealth that's coming in. So it might be smaller payments as well. So they losing their smaller payments over a long period of time. But there's an issue here with the payments around many children and many elders. And this card right here has to do with purity. Just read between the lines when I say that. Lily White. So perhaps there's going to be this, how do I say this, a public opinion or public view that the NRA is more associated with white nationalist as well. Do you see what I'm saying? That may drive people away, but issues around children, elders, or perhaps white supremacists that lower the, you know.
Lena, what you get?
I found that really interesting, Becca. But I got here the Magician because they still hold this. It's almost like an archetype or whatever the word is in the brain, America's frontier mentality, that despite everything, they still have some degree of power. They are feeling defensive. But this question was about money, and this is the Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady money, but then they get the intergenerational money. And what I got for that was women are going to pull back on that money. So, because households are struggling with everything. What is an annual subscription to the NRA? Anyone know? But you know what I mean? It's almost like on a household budget level, more so even than ideology. They're just going, we can't afford that $30 a year or something weird. Anyway, on the domestic front with money.
Guess LaPierre is not going to have any more an institution to be grifting from, will he?
Yeah, I get these bullies that have caused deaths. That America's looking for transparency. She's the open and honest queen. She's the only queen that's not in profile. She's approachable. She's open and honest. Transparency. They're tired of all the hidden agenda that they work on behind the scenes. So I get their membership. Yeah, it's cut. It's dramatically, like swiftly going down. So people are leaving, and I get a big yes card on that.
I asked, it didn't tell me yes or no, so I did again and just pulled the yes or no. So yes, for the Knight of Swords, this will happen quickly. It's not in big doses, though, so it's not like half of them are going away. But what I get is there's going to be immense pressure for them moving forward with the Chariot. But then I get the Hangman and the Nine of Wands, a lot of stress, a lot of strain. It's the image because they're front and center right now. Because who else are you going to look at? And people on the talking shows and all of this say this shouldn't be politicized. You shouldn't politicize, school shootings and this and this. Well, you have to. Why? Because you want your politicians to do something about it. So that makes it a political issue.
And if I may, a few days after the tragedy at Uvalde, a man drove to, and after that, can't do anything, thoughts and prayers, let's not politicize the issue. It was the Doors. It was the ice cream man didn't turn on the music. Every excuse they can think of. The minute a man shows up at I Like Beers' house and calls the cops on himself and says, I'm about to eat one of your Supreme Court justices, Mitch McConnell is on the floor demanding a law and a bill to be passed. What did that just tell the American people? This is our investment. These SCOTUS judges are investments. Don't touch them. Your kids are disposable. It was so disgusting. It was so disgusting.
Good point.
And I think, with the whole thing that Matthew McConaughey did, because he's from Texas, because he's from Uvalde, because he's a gun owner, I think that
because his mother was a kindy teacher.
Yeah, I think that helped also.
So just last week in the courts in New York, a judge ruled Friday in dismissing the NRA's group claims that the case was a political vendetta. He said it's no mere witch hunt and is allowing the case to move forward. So,
Good.
And thanks to move to Texas to get away from Letitia James and the judges in Texas. Yeah. So there's a lot of
send it back to New York.
Yeah. Thanks for the people in the chat. A year's membership to the NRA is $45, 2 years $75, 3 years for $100. So it's an expense, and millions of people manage to find it.
Yeah.
So speaking of expense, there is a group called Check My Ads. They have Check My Ads, ADS.
Oh.
And they have successfully gotten ads taking down or taking away from Glenn Beck and that other fool. What was the other name? Steve Bannon. Mm-hmm. They have now set their sights rather high on Fox News.
Wow.
So that's quite the undertaking to try to get ads removed from Fox News, because what they're trying to do is basically tell people that's where your power lies. If you want misinformation to stop, then stop the money flow. So will they be successful, even a little bit, against Fox News?
Check my ads. Check my ads. Oh,
Thank you, Margaret. Becca, what you get?
Uncertainty, but it'll be a small reward. So maybe they will make some headway, but it'll be smaller, not something huge.
Yeah, I get they burden some of the options, some of the advertisers burden them a little bit, but they need to be careful or they'll end up in court, like they'll get sued.
Yeah, that I've got the court thing here, and it could go either way. It's literally the two-edged sword. Like they could find themselves having to defend it. Big Bucks doesn't give up easily, and they are thinking of ways round this. Stay tuned. In this deck, this is stanza, the next episode in this story. So it will develop. And I think they're well-intentioned, but they have no idea what happens when you really poke that alligator. You know what I mean? Like, particularly leading into midterms and all of that.
Yeah.
I get they have some small victory here. 2 of Cups in the page of Ace of Pentacles, so it's real small, but I'll take it though. Anybody to look the other way. But mind you, advertisers are not necessarily saying they endorse Fox News technically. To me, you are, because you should know better than to advertise on propaganda TV. But they go where the eyes are, because Kellogg wants to sell them cereal too, and so forth and so forth. So why not advertise on Sean Hannity, since his is the most popular show on TV?
Sure.
So, but I get also there is, like you all were saying, this is just the beginning though. She's not going to stop, but she is, I don't know who, I guess it's a woman in behind some of this. She has a journey ahead of her, but I don't think she is completely planned this one out. But the Queen of Wands, she is adaptable. She will figure it out. The 4 of Cups in the Chariot, she will have some momentum halting, but she's still going to go forward once she gets everything on the same page. So
see, here's the thing. You know, they've got this pattern of tying things up in courts for years and years. So they could mount an argument. It's factual information versus free speech. Right. So that's enough for a 3-year, 5-year court case that just takes us all through midterms and even the election.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of elections, Jenny Thomas, what was this story you were saying about the 29 emails?
29 Arizona lawmakers she contacted to try to get them to put in the fake electors.
Yeah.
That's 27 more than was originally reported. 27 more than was originally reported.
Thought it was 2. It was
Wow.
29.
They thought it was 3. It was 29 people. Yeah, 2. It was 29.
That she contacted to try to get the fake electors lined up.
And they have the receipts, Lena, with her name and her email and all that stuff all over it.
So can we start by looking at her future? Like, is
I'm
she
gonna
gonna
sit this one out,
go
you
to
guys.
jail for doing fake elector stuff?
I'll sit this one out because I plan on doing a GT on it. So I'll just sit and watch you guys.
And I'd be interested in seeing that too. Because, yeah, and she's still unrepentant. He's still, swanning around in his gown. Where, how does this happen?
I wonder what the main justice thinks over there. What's his face that everybody likes to put on a pedestal? What's his name?
Roberts.
I don't like that guy one bit, but I wonder how bad his head's exploding over there, knowing that one of his justice's wives. And then the other one is, they just found out, the other one, the COVID Berry, she's part of a religious cult. That just came out a few days ago.
So lovely.
Oh, okay. Hold on. There's an interesting thing in the comments. Marco Rubio is mad at Joe Biden because the federal government have bought all the Spanish radio stations in Florida. What does
Marco
that mean?
Rubio
Bought
is
ads on them, I suppose.
The federal government?
Yeah. Dot, can you let us know? Can you clarify that for us? That's interesting.
Is it the federal government or is it that other station that's been buying all the local news stations and radios, Sinclair?
I don't know. I want to know more about that.
Where
were we? We were on Ginny Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Becca, I can't wait to see a grand tableau on her. I've never seen so much major arcana come out.
Becca.
Ginny Thomas.
Yeah, they've got the receipts on this one. It's like, she's sitting here trying to look pretty through all this, but I get like it also casts judgment on hubby sitting on the courts and everything. And there's more she did in secret about the votes and the money. Like I get something about the votes and the money. We haven't heard the whole thing yet. They're not done yet. There's more betrayal. I get the tower on her. I get completion on her. She's going away, so possibly facing some jail time. I get there's going to be a really strong court case against her. Really strong, which let's see if hubby backs out on that one.
Or let's see if Merrick Garland has the balls to go after a sitting
Supreme Court's
wife.
Yeah, really? Oh, Jesus. No, I've got some epic cards for her too. Okay. I got this over the reading, the 9 of Swords. But you know what? I don't think it's her crying at night. I think this is this syndrome that they've all got. They don't think they did the wrong thing. This isn't her crying. This could be Merrick Garland crying, going, will they stop committing crimes for half an hour so I can get some rest? I think he's sort of in despair over this issue. Yes, the money used for very dodgy reasons, and here's the justice card. But then she's got friends in high places with the King of Pentacles. This is the problem. If nothing else, it is being proved to people over and over and over. There is not one law, right? We can forget that fantasy. And the sooner we get our heads around it, the better. But she does end up in disgrace. And I think it isn't the tower, but it's really closely with it. This isn't just a little bit of a shame job, you know. This is mighty disgrace. But he is shameless, the husband, as is she. So they don't go, oh, I've been caught. I'm so sorry, America. I thought I was doing the right thing. Now I see the error. No, they are absolutely another species. No shame.
I get the Knight of Swords and the Page of Cups. Knight of Swords is quick, out of control. Page of Cups can be a surprise of some sort. Not a good combination if you don't like surprises, because something is going to come at you and make you feel as though you have a decision you need to make and you don't have time to make it. And what's coming at you is bringing the Eight of Swords and the 10 of Swords. So there you go.
You know what? If there's a message that needs to be sent, make an example out of her.
Yeah.
Because you got Trump on tape. Now you got the wife of a Supreme Court justice, and you think you're untouchable because you just happen to be married to a Supreme Court justice. Not here, lady. Not here. Make an example out of her.
Make an example of her and Trump.
Yep.
Yes, and yes. Please and thank you.
And send me out to my neighborhood so I can handle it, okay?
Lots of practice.
Yes.
So we'll do one more, and then I'll do a giveaway after this. So I got a deck over here to give away. Let's. He has the Midas touch. Everything maybe the reverse. Everything he touches turns to garbage.
Okay.
And Trump endorses Katie Britt instead of Mo Brooks because they had a little falling out. How will this go for Katie Britt is her name. How will her campaign?
Are we talking Missouri or somewhere? Where is it?
Alabama.
Because he has a horrible track record.
Did you see it at the same time, Johnny? Everything dies within Trump's crotch.
There's another one. Darn it, where is it? StreamYard is behind. When I find it, I'm going to put it. Oh, gosh. Maybe it won't show me because it was one of those comments that needed to be approved.
What's her name again? Sorry.
Katie Britt.
Katie Britt, Alabama. Will the endorsement help Katie Britt?
Johnny, what happened? What was the gossip on the fallout? Because wasn't Homeboy wearing not riot gear, but bulletproof vests and everything at the rally?
Yeah,
I didn't read that part.
Yeah, what happened?
They had a fallout.
Yeah, because he was gung-ho leading into January 6th, yeah. And I don't think he was wearing the bulletproof in case he's shot. He was doing that macho thing. We mean business. I've got my bulletproof vest on. So, right, it was a whole bit of theatre.
Yep.
Alabama and the Trump endorsement.
So they get the tower and an imbalance because the devil's involved and she has to walk away.
Don't bring me into this, Jenny.
You're right here. I gotta bring you in. She's done for. She's toast.
I asked my question differently. I asked, will Mo Brooks win re-election? I got a yes. I got the moon, the anchor, the stars. Those are all three positive cards. So his reputation is pretty stable, reliable, and solid, and he's well viewed. So I'm just curious to know why they had a fallout. Because,
well, I mean, first of all, he's a Gemini. Not to talk bad about us, but we are a bit. We will get over you in a minute. And then Donald Trump is a 77-year-old 5-year-old. So,
yeah,
you took his ball and he's crying, and now he don't like
the ingredients.
You would have thought he would have loved this comment. Wasn't it Mo Brooks that said you can't even lie to the FBI anymore or Congress?
No, that was the idiot. That's the one that can't tie his shoelaces. What's his name?
Gomer.
Yeah.
Gosar.
No, Gomer. Gomer's the
Gomer.
idiot.
Ah.
Gosar's
Okay.
the other moron, but yeah, Gomer's the one that.
Okay.
I wonder if he wears Velcro shoes because he couldn't tie his shoes with directions and a video.
And a head start. I'll do the loops. You can't do the other part. Oh Lord. What'd you get?
Me, I got strategy. Now, you don't normally associate Trump with strategy, so we're talking his people, right? Strategizing with her. They're talking it up large now, all the reasons why this is a good idea and how it'll be fabulous for her, all of that. But it's actually just confusing people. I think it's confusing her people as well as the voters. It's not working as a concept. And it's like she's chained herself to this, ridiculous creature. And she probably would have been quite successful in her own way as her own right-wing nutcase. She might have been better just sticking with what she knew. Funnily enough, this is going to drag her down.
I get that she only gets the nod from Trump because she flattered him. So there's the devil.
That'll be right.
Six of
Yeah, look at those cards.
Three of Pentacles, the Lovers, very Brokeback Mountain there with the movie Tarot. And also Men in Black, maybe she did a little hypnotizing too with the Page of Wands. So she flattered him. Problem is that works on him. You still need to translate that to the people who are voting.
That's what's not working. Yeah.
So you got one vote.
I'm curious if anybody's come up with some sort of a list or a way to quantify how many people he has endorsed and how many have actually won and how many have lost. Because he's not the king.
Someone would be keeping a record.
Well, yeah, he's not the kingmaker they try to make him out to be. He's the kiss of death. But if you want the kiss of death, have at it. Have at it.
But also take a Sharpie and try to redistrict Alabama into Florida for the elections.
With a Sharpie.
Oh dear God. Okay, so in the chat, if you would please and thank you. If you are watching this later, don't put it in the comments. Put it in the chat. A number 1 through 100, and if you win, I will send you the Angels Tarot. This is our giveaway for today. But you must email me your name and address so I can send it to you at TarotsApprentice@gmail.com. The last time somebody won something, they never sent me their information. Okay, Karen Convoy, you got it already. It was 88. So you send me your information, Karen Convoy, and I will send you this deck. Let me find it. Because there we go. It was 88. And I will send this to you. Send me your information at TarotsApprentice@gmail.com.
That's Conroy, not Convoy.
Oh, there you go.
Aaron Conroy. I was like, Convoy? I don't remember that.
Oh, I seen the V.
Congratulations.
So send me your information and I'll make sure the UPS store spell it correct.
Yep.
So send me
there's
your
a request
information
here
and I will
for
send it.
Becca. I think they mean, can you do a grand tableau sometime? I think is what they mean on
Yeah, she gets 1,000 requests. So if she wants to do it, she'll do it. Y'all know how this goes.
Those take a lot of time, a lot of brain power. So,
yeah, sure.
It takes a minute.
And when she does it,
it takes a minute if you do it right. So I'll say that.
Yeah.
So okay.
You're doing tableaus too, Johnny, and you see how multi-layered they are. Because the other day I was talking to T-Barb when we were doing the one, I forget the last one I did. Steve, and I was telling her about the one that I did May 19th or May 2019 on Trump. What I forgot to mention was the very top line of that tableau had the story of Jeffrey Epstein and COVID running parallel in the same line. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of digging. a lot of digging.
And
So
mine go about 10 minutes, and that's not even the whole thing. All I do is the across and up and down, and then I stop, because you can spend a whole 25 hours in one little thing.
When I started, I used to do huge extended Celtic crosses and things with 15 cards and beyond, and it'd take up half my lounge room floor. I'd be on hands and knees trying to get on top of it all, and now it's like 4 cards.
That's all the tarot tableau is, just a big spread. So it's instead of like a real grand tableau, it's just a big spread, and I use the house system like in the
I mean, they're fun to do, but you wouldn't want to be doing them all the time. So I get your point, Becca. They do take a lot of mental energy and focus.
Yeah. And then even when I put them away, I can go back and I'm like, oh shit, I overlooked that. And,
And Trillium Tarot, she has a list, a complete list. I don't know if it's a complete list. I'm going to say complete list of Becca's grand tableaus on her website. So she has the link already in there. If you want to go, she's very organized.
I reckon.
So go to trilliumtarot.com, and she has a list of her grand tableaus in there, and you can just click and watch the ones from the past.
Fantastic. Go.
Becca did a poll, so she didn't know who she was going to do when she titled the video. So Bannon's name's not in the title of the video.
I need to go back and edit that video. Thanks for reminding me, Jen. Because it just says Late Night Tales GT, and that's it. So okay. Thanks, Jenny, for reminding me.
Or go to Trillium Tarot. She's got it clarified, probably.
And so, again, if you want Lena Rodriguez Tarot called One World Tarot, go to Amazon.com and you type in One World Tarot or type in Lena Rodriguez. It is available for pre-order. It comes out in October. Make sure you go and get it. Yes, it does come with the guidebook as well. I'm very excited, as I'm pretty sure you all know. And the class that I am teaching starts September the 2nd, and I will send out emails to let everybody know about the changes. And I will also be live on Friday with the Friday Night Reads. Lena will be there for that one too. And we will be live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And so I'll see y'all next week on
Wait 1 minute, 1 second.
Go ahead.
Karen Conroy, who just won the deck, she said, Johnny, can you please repeat your email?
Yes, TarotsApprentice@gmail.com. Let me type it in here.
It's on his about page 2.
And it's just the name, no spaces, @gmail.com. Watch before I put it in here. Lucky girl, ask gonna put it in there. There it is, and there she go. Let's see what I see. But that's the email address down in there too. So just send me your info, and then I will send that out to you. So we'll see y'all next week on Jen's channel. And again, if you want to keep up with the schedule, you can go to trilliumtarot.com, and we will see y'all next time.
Bye.